When the original cat test was developed by the Bell Acts back in 1949, it was assumed that children of a young age would identify more easily with the drawings of animals. However, the Bell Acts later developed the Cat H, which included human figures for use with children who, for any number of reasons, identify more closely with humans than animal figures. There's also a supplement to the cat called the Cat S, which includes pictures of children in family situations, developing or bringing about answers, responses that are more specific to the home. The administration time is about 20 to 45 minutes. And take a look at these next three images, which you will see presented in a video that you'll be watching that is related to this podcast. So remember these three images. The first one being of a large bear and a smaller bear in a tug of war, pulling the rope against another larger bear. What are we trying to detect here? Is this a fun experience or is this a struggle? With whom is the little bear siding? And for what reason? You'll also see in an upcoming video this tiger leaping out at a frightened monkey. Who does the youngster identify with? The tiger, the aggressor, or the one being aggressed upon? What happens next? Is the monkey devoured? Or does the monkey scratch the nose of the tiger and scare it away? Or does the monkey escape? You'll also see this one involving some kangaroos. Now, personally, I don't see anything here, but maybe you've got to be an Aussie. One last projective test we'll look at is the house tree person test, which was created by Buck in 1948. The person draws a house, a tree, and a person. It's believed to provide a measure of self-perception, how one sees oneself, and attitudes toward one's environment and the people who exist within it. The house is supposed to reflect the child's feelings toward the family. Is it a small, rickety house? Is it a strong, large, happily decorated house? The tree is supposed to elicit feelings of strength or weakness. What's the shape of the tree, the condition of the tree? Is it flexible? Is it strong? Is it weak? And the person, as with other figure drawing tests, elicits information regarding the child's self-concept, how one sees oneself. And the HTP, the House Tree Person Test, although administered primarily to children and adolescents, is believed to be appropriate for anyone over the age of 3. The administration time for this test averages out to about 150 minutes, although it may take less time with normally functioning adults, more time with neurologically impaired individuals. But in the first phase of the test, we ask the test taker to use crayons to draw the 3 objects. We might then ask some questions. There are a total of 60 questions that the examiners can ask. We might say, is this a happy house? What's the house made of? How old is that tree? Is the tree alive? Regarding the person, we might ask, is the person happy? How does that person feel? There might be a second phase of the test where the test takers are asked to draw the same pictures, but this time with a pencil. One variation on this test administration is to draw 2 people, one of each gender. But the HTP can be scored in either a quantitative numerical manner or a subjective qualitative manner. The quantitative manner, interestingly enough, gives a general assessment of intelligence, and research has shown that the intelligence estimates correlate highly with other intelligence tests, as in the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale or the WAIS. But the primary use of the HTP is related to the qualitative scoring scheme in which we assess the test taker's personality. Maybe there's a small house that indicates rejection of one's home life, A tree that has a slender trunk but large spreading branches that indicate a need for satisfaction, the reaching out. Maybe the person has a lot of detail in the face, indicating that one feels the need to project oneself in social situations in an acceptable light. There are other ways to look at these things to assess one's ego strength. How well developed is the decision making part of the personality? Maybe the doors and windows represent the individual's view and connection to the outside world. Maybe the branches and the trunk tell us something about the inner strength of the individual. Or do we find out more about the psychologist than we do about the kid? The final projective test of which we'll be speaking today is the EAT, the Educational Apperception Test. And as you might suspect, these images show school settings, events that happen in the school, the educational, the academic realm. There we have image cards available for each gender. Both card sets have the same poses, kids in the same poses. Take a look at some of these. Be aware that they have updated the imagery and we see more diversity in the looks of the students that you see here in these photographs, in these images. You know, talking about the eat, I'm hungry. Let's stop this session, grab a bite to eat, but no cafeteria food. I mean, yeah, they ought to have an image of a student holding a tray in the cafeteria line. Now that would bring out some commentary from the kids. Food fight! Thank goodness there's no video of me after breakfast. My shirt already looks like a Rorschach test. Okay, before we go, what do you see in this image? What's wrong with this picture?